we're on.
What are you really gambling with?
One of the biggest weekends of the Spring Carnival, the Everest and the Caulfield Cup.
Yeah, can't wait for the Everest. I think there's a double-figure chance that can give Ka Ying Rising a run for his money.
And for the second time this spring, we'll be joined by Katie McDonald.
Coming up now, hold all tickets. Welcome to another massive episode of Hold All Tickets, brought to you by Tab. Watch all races live this Spring Carnival across 4 main channels with the fastest live vision on Sky 1, Sky 2. Gentlemen, the Everest, the Caulfield Cup, $20 million in prize money. How good is it?
Yeah, it's been a massive build-up for the Everest as well, with obviously Ka Ying Rising dominating the headlines. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what he does, the Hong Kong champ.
Good to see you back as well.
I know, it feels like home, and it's one of the biggest weeks of spring, so I'm glad to be back.
We did miss you. Tipping-wise last week, very good.
Yeah, we did all right. Point Barrow got the job.
Jumped out of the ground. Were you worried there might have been a protest? Or?
No. Shio next to me said there's going to be a protest, but I wasn't too concerned because it was going a lot better than the runner-up. Still got a lot to learn, but very exciting horse. And you went 2 from 2 with your best bet.
Our Oberos jumped, led one, and pretty much deja vu for Lindemann. So it was a nice watch.
Well, sounds like you didn't miss me at all.
We missed the omen bets.
We didn't have any, but that's all right.
No $10 places like you've been hitting.
Well, I'll try to get one for you this week then.
Beautiful. Let's jump straight into the Tab Everest because it's very, very exciting. Obviously, price-wise, $1.70, Ka Ying Rising, the best sprinter in the world, 13 wins over the 1,200 metre straight. The Randwick trial, we'll talk to Katie about that. Did that put you off the favourite at all?
Not real. I wasn't as doom and gloom as a lot of people were because clearly he was underdone. He still didn't go that bad. I mean, Overpass is a trial specialist who never really loses trials, and he was hard-ridden the whole way down the straight. Ka Ying Rising, not so much. But I just think it was more a case of linebacker trialling out of his skin. Like, he went incredibly well. Obviously, Zach Purton and David Hayes weren't glowing in their assessment of the trial, but I think he's come on a fair way since then, as you'd imagine he would. And a couple of horses in that trialled a lot worse, and people aren't talking about them. Like Angel Capital went like a goat and has escaped a fair bit of scrutiny.
Jolly Star's $7, J-Mac riding it. Jimmy Star's 11. War Machine. It was interesting to hear David Hayes, the horse he's most scared of is his son's horse, War Machine.
I can understand that. I mean, he could have easily won his last 5. He was a good thing beaten in the Hariba at Mornington. Gone on a tear since then, and he seems to be getting better with every start. Loved his Gilgai win down the straight, ran good time. It was a very similar performance to Private Eye when he won the Gilgai and then ran second in the Everest to Giga Kick. So for me, War Machine is a serious threat to Ka Ying Rising.
Lady Shenandoah's $14, Tempted 16s, Angel Capital's 21s. Overpass, the veteran in the field, coming back for its 3rd Everest as well. Marzu, 100-1, who was the last slot holder, and you'd think Jetabil will be drifting well out the back.
I think Jetabil will be making up the numbers, but Ka Ying Rising, it's hard to tip against him on what he's done in Hong Kong. I mean, he's the best sprinter in the world with arguably one of the best jockeys in the world in the saddle, and he's drawn perfectly too. He couldn't have drawn a better gate really with Marzu on his inside and Overpass on his outside. Zach can either lead or take a sit just off the speedsters. But yeah, War Machine, the place will be my play in the race. And I also have a fair bit of respect for Tempted down there on 51 kilos. Barrier 1, won't have to do much work from that gate. And I didn't love her going to 1,400 last start. So I like her coming back to 1,200 off that brutal Golden Rose run. So I wouldn't be surprised if she ran a really big race. But they would be the top 3 for me. Ka Ying, War Machine and Tempted. And I think Lady Shenandoah can improve. Didn't handle the Valley that well last time. I know it was disappointing, but plenty of horses have flopped at the Valley at their first look.
I think the best strategy for this one is trying to do like box trifectas or something like that, because there's no value in the favourite, obviously, unless you want to stand it out, one out in a multi. But then just throwing in some of these others, like you said, Magic Time, Tempted, Jolly Star, and trying to hit a trifecta.
I think with the World Pool, if you can find a way to get Ka Ying beaten, the exotics will be huge.
Who would be more disappointed, David Hayes with Ka Ying if it doesn't win, or Zach Merritt's manager? I want to know who would be more disappointed.
Well, I think Tommy Petroro probably would swear a little bit more than David Hayes than what we've seen. But just last question here. How have you seen this year's Everest? Because the top, the elite are really good, but it does drop away a little bit more. I think this is one of the weaker Everests we've seen. If you take the Hong Kong superstar out of this, it's an ordinary field.
Yeah, I was going back through some of the previous Everest though, and a few years ago we had Scholes start favourite in an Everest. It was a good horse, but no Ka Ying Rising.
Yep.
And we also had Arcadia Queen start favourite in an Everest. She wasn't even a 1,200 metre horse.
Yep.
So I think at the top line, it's a terrific race. But yeah, we were sort of scrambling for those final slots, and you only have to look at the emergencies list to know that. I mean, I own a Merc Generosity at the emergency, so there's not a whole lot of depth to it, but the top line is outstanding.
Obviously, there's been a bit of a feud with Melbourne and Sydney racing. Do you reckon this could ever be bigger than Cup Day?
I love the feud.
Some would argue it already is.
Yeah, I think Peter V'landys does an unbelievable job with racing up there, and you need competition in sport, and there's some manufactured rivalries, but I think this is a genuine one, and each race club trying to outdo one another, so it's good. I think Sydney hold the points at the moment.
What's your bet in the race?
I'm going to go a exacta. I think the favourite wins, Ka Ying Rising, and I think Jolie Star. It was really good last year as well. I know it ran 7th, but it wasn't beaten too far. It's never missed a place second up out of 3 starts, and its win first up in the shorts was brilliant. So really good horse. I think it's clearly the second best horse in the race.
Yep.
Caulfield Cup time, and this is an interesting race. We've got half yours at $2.90 thanks to Tab. Then we jump all the way up to Maidan, $8. Royal Supremacy's $9. Vauburn, $11. Middle Earth is $15. Birdman, it'd have to be half a chance at $16. Deacon, $19. And big prices for the rest of the field, including Land Legion and Revelare. I have given this horse 3 opportunities this preparation, and it's Zardozi. 4th last year. I tipped it in the Underwood. I'm going to tip it again here for $23. And
Fool me thrice.
I'm a glutton for punishment, but if it doesn't run a drum, never again. Never, ever again, Zardozi. What's your tip in this?
Not Zardozi, that's for sure.
It's a pretty big play at over $20. You better win.
Half yours is hard to tip against just because it's so lightly weight, like 52.5.
Yeah.
Drawn for a soft run from barrier 2. I just don't love the price, like $2.90, $3.
It's short enough, isn't it?
It's certainly short enough in a Caulfield Cup where things can go awry. Big field at Caulfield. You'd want to see it step well and not be buried back on the fence. But, I mean, half a length off Via Sistina in the Turnbull last start is pretty handy form for a handicap when you got 52.5. But I thought Land Legend is worth a saver if you're backing half yours, or even just a place bet on Land Legend. Last in the Turnbull, but actually ran the same final 400 as the winner, Sir Delius, and got home quicker than Aliana. So as far as lasts go, it was a good last. Much more at home in a 2,400 metre handicap. 3rd in this race last year when it wanted to fight the rider for most of the trip. I know it was beaten 6 lengths, but that was a decent effort. So I think it'll roll forward from the wide gate. I think most of the speed in this will actually come from those horses drawn out wide. So he might get a decent card across and hopefully land in the first 4 or 5. But yeah, half yours and Land Legend were the 2 that I'd be backing here.
Who'd you like, Marcus?
I really like Royal Supremacy, even just for a little each way play, like a $10 each way play. Been really consistent in this prep, placed in all 3, and obviously won the Metropolitan as well.
Yeah, Kieran Maher's got him humming at the right time. So he does have a sense of timing about him, Royal Supremacy. So yeah, I had him in the mix as well.
Now, was it on this show we did spring predictions? I can't remember if it was this one or not, but I said somewhere that Jamie Mallon will win a major this spring. Any of you recall any of that? No.
It's not a huge call.
Oh, do you reckon?
She's a pretty handy jockey.
Yeah, I know, but I just thought that this was going to be her spring. She hasn't a great spring by her standards, but good opportunity here with the favourite half yours to win one of those majors.
Yeah, is that a bit of a self-trumpet there? Ahead of the self-trumpets a bit later, Brett?
It's not even worthy of a vote, that, John.
Well, that's the Everest and the Caulfield Cup covered. Now let's have a chat to Katie McDonald and see if she aligns with us. All right, joining us now is Katie McDonald. Thanks for joining Hold All Tickets again. How's your week been?
Yes, it's been pretty good. Trying to find a winner. Big day on Saturday, Brownie.
Massive day. The Tab $20 million Everest and also the Caulfield Cup down here in Melbourne. How do you see those races unfolding? Let's start with the Everest.
Yeah, well, there's the talk around town, really, the Everest and Ka Ying Rising. Look, he's been the benchmark all along. He's very short in the market. His trial brought him back to the field, I think, a little bit, but he really did need it. So I think there's really good improvement in him. He looked like he had a massive blow. All systems go. I know there was talks and rumours that he wasn't 100% during the week, but if this horse brings his best like he does in Sha-Tin, he'll blow them away.
Katie, James is riding Jolly Star over Lady Shenandoah. Was that a tough decision for him?
I'm not sure. To be honest, he doesn't tell me a lot. I think so, yep, especially after the barriers and when they both drew alongside each other. He has so much respect for both of these horses. He holds them in high regard. But I think going with Jolly Star, it's a little bit of a redemption. He believes that he should have won last year's Everest. She had no luck whatsoever. So I think she's absolutely flying. She goes into the race second up. She had the tick over trial against Ka Ying Rising where she obviously wasn't let off the bridle. She's a fresh horse. So I think the plan all along was to go in second up, be nice and fresh from the barrier. She's going to get a really nice run in the race. Lady Shenandoah is still yet to be, proven 1,200 metres, Group 1 level against these calibre of horses. And she's, Jolie Star's also got another year on her. So, I'm really excited to see Lady Shenandoah. She's explosive at Randwick like she was first up. She's certainly going to make her presence felt. But it just doesn't end there with this race. Like, you can make a case for every single horse in this field. Jimmy Star, if they go lickety-split up in front, he could be the horse that just flashes over the top of them, really. He's been ultra consistent this preparation. You've got Angel Capital. If he relaxes, he's a horse that will get back as well. He'll be blasting home, no doubt. Magic Time's an interesting running. Drawn the outside barrier. The blinkers go on. She could explode as well. So, she's pretty good odds. $71. It's just that sort of race. But I think Ka Ying Rising for me.
Does J-Mac not tell you because you got loose lips and work in broadcast, or they're just relationship goals? You don't discuss these things.
Yeah, look, I don't think I've got loose lips. I'm pretty solid. But ever since I've known him for the 9 years that we've been together, he's always been the same. So, look, it works for us. And obviously we don't chat at home about horses, and it's nice. It's refreshing, to be honest. Obviously, both our lives have been around it for so long. So, and to be honest, I don't think he's the best judge. So I actually think I'm a better tipster.
Where does Everest sit in terms of his trophy cabinet? Obviously, Cox Plates, Melbourne Cups, but he did win it in 2021 with Nature Strip.
Yeah, which was really special. One of his favourite horses, Nature Strip. It rates up there, one of the best races, especially with the atmosphere on the day. It's crazy. Like it honestly, just sort of gives you goosebumps, and I think it's a sellout on Saturday. So really looking forward to getting out there, singing Sweet Carolina on the way to the start. It's it's pretty cool, and it's a race that he just wants to win again and get another trophy up there.
Heading south to Caulfield, you gave Land Legend a bit of a push on this show a couple of weeks ago. Are you sticking with him in the Caulfield Cup?
I think I've got him in for second, to be honest. After the barrier draw, even though I think that barrier is actually not too bad for Land Legend because he's a horse that really can pull hard. So Jamie Mott can sort of land to keep him comfortable in a rhythm. He ran third in the race last year. I like horses that run well in the race and then try again the next year. I think he's going well enough. So I've got him in for second, but it just looks like half yours' race from the barrier. I think Jamie Carr, if she can get luck at the right stage, I think she's going to be really hard to beat. Big respect for the internationals. I think Maidan can run a really good race. And the whispers are that the grey mare of the Japanese is flying. Maybe for a Melbourne Cup, she might be a big watch. But the last mare that they brought out, the Japanese, was Liz Scrisher, who won a Cox Plate. So massive respect for the Japanese horses when they come out. They are superior.
On paper, $3 for half yours looks pretty skinny in a race like this. Would you be happy to take those odds, or do you think it should be a bit further out in the market?
No, I think they're pretty good odds, to be fair. Like, he's been running so well. And the target all along has been the Caulfield Cup, hasn't it? So after drawing that barrier, Jamie knows the horse inside out. It's been a bit of a long preparation, though, hasn't it? I think it's all going to come down to who gets the best run in the race. But as I said, from her barrier, she doesn't really have to think too much about it. Just try and find a spot, find a rhythm. And look, I think he will do the rest.
Yep. And the other feature on the Caulfield card, of course, is the 1,000 guineas. Does the favourite just win that?
Yep. Apocalyptic. She's my best bet of the day.
Ooh,
I think she's a beast. Wait till you see her if you head out there on Saturday. She's an absolute beast. She looks like a big colt. She's been bashing them up here and doing it on her ear. So, yeah, I was intrigued that Tommy Berry didn't go rider. I'm trying to find out why that is, because he does have an okay book of rides in Sydney. No ride in the Everest, which is interesting. And she just looks to have this race at her mercy.
Very good. If that's your best, are there any other bets on the Caulfield card that you like?
Yeah, I didn't mind Private Eye, Arabian Summer.
Big time.
I tell you what, you could have a good multi, I reckon. Arabian Summer and Private Eye, Apocalyptic. They look really good bets or to throw into your multi anyway.
Now for a few more fun and personal questions, because I'm known for somehow not being cancelled, but we'll get into these. Back in your riding days, which trainer gave you the best spray or gives out the best sprays?
Oh, that's a good one. I've had a few. Danny O'Brien gave me a ripper one day.
Was it deserved?
I didn't think so. It probably was. I don't know. Danny O'Brien. I'd say, you know who gave me a really good one day was Ricky Maund. I don't even know whether he's still training, but yeah, Ricky Maund gave a good one at Mornington. I'll never forget that. But I've had a few.
Is there a biggest pest in the jockeys room that you've experienced, or who's the jokester in the jockeys room?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I mean, the girls were all pretty good. I never really had any run-ins with the girls. Who's funny? Probably Zara. Mark Zara is hilarious. So if we're at Caulfield where we all used to sit together, it would probably be him.
Well, now to put Jane Mack and yourself under the spotlight, do you guys have a guilty pleasure TV show or something that you're embarrassed about?
Not really.
Any Love Island on the couch at 7:30 on the weekday night?
No, I don't want to disclose that.
Well, you did say that you're a Bombers fan off camera, and so am I, but I want to know who your favourite player is of all time, but you can't say James Hird.
Okay, probably Matty Lloyd.
Matty Lloyd.
There you go.
Or Dustin Fletcher. Oh, I used to love Angus Monfries.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been so many.
What's it like going for a club that hasn't won a final for 21 years?
It's tough. It's hard. It's really hard.
I can answer that for you, Brandy. It's called Depressenden, not Essendon.
And I will never jump ship. I love them to bits, but we've got a long way to go.
They're calling Essendon Alcatraz at the moment. Very hard place to escape.
Very, very much is.
Hey, just quickly before we let you go, thanks for joining us. I saw during the week you were dressed up. You had a beautiful dress on. It had about a 15-metre train. And Donny Gallelia, is that his name? I'm not a fashionista.
Yeah.
That was a magnificent shot under the Sydney Harbour Bridge, the horse on two legs. What's harder, being a jockey and riding in races, or actually trying to get that special shot?
Oh, definitely being a jockey. It's way harder than doing that. You know, that horse is insane. Like, you could do it, Brownie. He is amazing. He's as long as you hold on with your knees and grip nice and tight, there's no way you'll fall off him. He fills you with so much confidence. You know, he used to be a racehorse.
Really?
He was slow as a boat.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean, we call him. But he's obviously found his niche, and he's a Liberty pony and can do some tricks. He's very, very talented.
I assume you're not wearing that to the races, because people will be treading on your train all day, will they?
Yeah, no, definitely not wearing that amazing gown, but maybe another time.
Cracking shot.
Well, we have seen Brownie actually struggle to stay on a horse before on Channel 7 footage. We might have to chuck that footage on the end of this interview, so Brownie might have a little bit of trouble.
I'd like to see that.
No, thanks very much for your time, Katie, and we always appreciate you speaking to us. We'll speak to you again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good.
Have a
Good
good
luck
day.
on the weekend, guys.
We're on for spring racing. Watch every race live with 4 live channels, plus the fastest vision on Sky 1 and 2. Trials, replays and previews, all on Sky Plus on the Tab app. Tab. We're on.
What are you really gambling with?
Always great to speak to Katie again. Now let's have a look at the 1,000 guineas. And as she said, no Tommy Berry. The market absolutely dominated here, and rightfully so, by the favourite Apocalyptic. Michael Friedman's brought this horse down. It's $2.05. Ole Dancer, $5.50. Get a Good Feeling is at $11. Karinska, $11 as well. Farivia, $14. But you would think if this horse can run up to what it's been doing up in Sydney, should be winning.
You'd think so, especially after drawing barrier 4, like can either a lead or take a sit just off the leaders, whatever Zara wants to do there. But geez, a seriously arrogant win in the flight.
They did go slow though, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think it's that sort of horse that can win from a decent tempo, and it seems to relax so well.
Yeah.
Like it was just trucking last start. Barry was having a look around at the top of the straight. It was a sort of a question of how far. So I think we'll probably see a repeat of that performance. I think there's only one danger, and that's Ole Dancer, who was a well-publicised horror show last start. Probably should have won, was in a different postcode at the top of the straight. Wasn't a great ride from Blake Shin, but yeah, those look the two. And if you want a little roughie, I thought Salty Pearl, Blinker's first time.
Okay.
And Kieran Maher pulled off an upset in this race last year with another profit at huge odds. Hasn't fired a shot since, but Salty Pearl might be one for exotics.
Okay, plenty of these horses jumping up from the 1,400 to the mile for the first time. The only other horse that's won over the mile is number 4, Get a Good Feeling. So we know that'll run the trip, but I am thoroughly in the camp of Apocalyptic, who's got a nice little picket fence, 3 wins in a row this preparation, and should be able to make it 4.
We just heard from Katie McDonald was the best of the day as well. So
yeah, she loves it.
I'd be judging that.
She could have been an owner in it if Emma Friedman had shared some
Bit of intel.
Yeah. The Everest isn't the only massive race up there at Randwick this weekend. We've got the King Charles Stakes as well, which is the Group 1 over the mile. And this is a really interesting race. There's plenty of fan favourites, no pun intended, because Fangirl is your favourite, $3.60. Pride of Jenny, $4. You've got Mr. Brightside, Lake Forest at $7.50. Cracking race, this one.
It is. It's a difficult race. But I think any race where Pride of Jenny is involved is tough from a punting perspective. Obviously, she leads. I think she gets a fairly straightforward lead too. Mr. Brightside probably follows her across, looks to slot in somewhere in the first 5 or 6. Pericles will be handy, as will Royal Patronage. But yeah, I've gone with Pride of Jenny just because she does look like getting not a soft lead, because she never gets a soft lead. She goes hell for leather. But look, pretty dominant win in the Fian. First up, she belted Attrition that day or that night, and he's since run really well behind Lindemann. So the form is stacked up okay. Attrition at the moment hasn't gone on with it. But second in this race last year to Chow Wolf, who has seemingly lost a few lengths since that win. That was a career peak for him, and he hasn't been able to reproduce it. But yeah, Pride of Jenny for me. I'm wary of Lake Forest. Obviously, Haggis has an incredible record when he brings horses to Australia, particularly Sydney. Hasn't won a race since that Golden Eagle win, but that was a huge win. So they're the two for me, and obviously Fangirl, plenty of respect there, and Mr. Brightside as well. But I don't like backing Mr. Brightside in races with Pride of Jenny.
Right.
She's busted him open a few times. I know he's beaten her on a couple of occasions, but there has been a few times when she's left him gasping for air.
Yeah, those two have gone to war a couple of times, and Mr. Brightside's been left with
I actually like Mr. Brightside in this one, to be honest. Oh no, I just think over this distance, finished top 2 and 11 last 12 over this distance, so it's got a good record there. And it took on Via Sistina about a month ago and said, did you guys forget about me, and cross the finish line, cross the finish post first.
Pericles for me, really good first up win. Then every chance in the Epsom, wasn't beaten too far. I think it was about 1.3 lengths. given every chance and ran okay, but there's
Probably stepped a bit slower than I thought. I thought he'd be right up there, potentially leading that day. Still ran well.
So third up, I mean, there's no Autumn Glow in this race. There's some stars, but I think Autumn Glow's an absolute superstar.
Yeah, it's a tough race. I think it's just a watch for me, race. Yeah, pretty tough.
Sydney Stakes as well. So this is the Group 3 over the 1,200 metres, and another wide open betting race, this one. Generosity for Chris Waller and J Mac are holding favouritism. And then it's $7 the rest of the field here. A Striker Golden Mile with your blessings. It's an interesting race. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on this speed map and where you're going to land.
Yeah, there looks to be a stack of speed in this, inside to out. Cold Crusher with your blessing will be right up there. And then you got Rothfire, the old boy. She's an A-lister, drawn right out on the track. I think they'll speed forward from outside gates. So we'll get a decent tempo. Barrier 12 looks a little bit tricky for Generosity, but backing J-Mac to blend into the race from there. Last start was really good, over 1,100. Less than a length off Briassa, which certainly looks the right form for this. Third up for Waller, should be just about peaking. So Generosity for me. And I think there's a decent roughie for quaddie players in this, Disneck. It looks like a big class rise on paper, but horse is absolutely airborne. Huge win last start in really slick time. It's a horse that always needs luck, gets back, is always sort of poking through, but loves this track. And look, if the breaks come his way, Disneck is one you definitely need to throw in at double figure odds.
Okay, I was with the Archibald combination here. Ostraka, good third up record. It's first up performance behind Hebel and Lady Shenandoah was brilliant.
I think it was half a length off those two, which is handy reference.
And then never a factor second up. Just got a little bit far back. Won a trial since. I think the slight rise from 1,100 to 1,200 is a bit of a tick. And then price-wise, it's pretty good each way price at $7. So if the favourite does go under, we know that Ostraka is going to be thereabouts. As we're getting deeper into the spring, the Self Trumpeters are really starting to blow their horns a little bit here, Lamby. So I would imagine there's no shortage of selections for this week.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting one. We got one from the YouTube comments section this week.
Ooh, really?
It's not Alex Donnelly, but he did send it through. And we also have a clear and outright leader. Finally, someone has got off 3 votes, and it's fitting that it's our man Miles Fitzner. Last year's champ. So he gets 1 vote this week, which moves him to 4. Classic third person work here from Miles after a tough day on the punt. Bit of self-reflection. He jumped on the tweet and he said, "Went horrible," talking about himself. "Cop some bad luck, but gee whiz, Milo, just be better." So he's given himself the third person Milo there. I look forward to the day we cop gee whiz Milo, you're good, after he tips the lights out. But he gets 1 vote for that. 2 votes, G1 Select. When all the Ka Ying Rising rumours were swirling around last weekend, there were a few punters with their sniper rifles out. They were picking off the supposed overs on other runners.
Right.
And of course, when you take overs, you have to post it on social and let everyone know, which is what G1 Select did. He originally posted, "Betfair usually never lies. Ka Ying Rising coming out tomorrow, ? And then he quote tweeted that a little while later with Briassa $9, Jolly Star $6, Tempted $21. That will do me for an Arvo's work." So he's a bit of chest beating there that he's taken the overs. The only problem is Ka Ying didn't come out, has since firmed back in, and 2 of those horses have blown out in betting. So he's actually taken unders.
Has he since deleted that?
No, it's still up there. Briassa's gone 9 out to 14, Jolly Star 6 out to 7, but he did get overs on Tempted 21 into 16.
Right.
So 1 out of 3 ain't bad, but probably not trumpet worthy. And 3 votes, Bill Preston. This is the YouTube one. He was commenting on the Out the Gate show from our friends over at RaceNet. Bill took umbrage with the responsible gambling messaging on the video that comes up at the end there. And he turned it into a self-trumpet though, so it's too long to read out the whole thing. It's a sermon, but I'll just read a couple of snippets. "I like your show, but could you please show a different gamble responsible message instead of chances are you're about to lose, etc., etc., etc. Another one that should be illegal is you win some, you lose more. One needs to program their mind that they can win more often than they lose. By the way, I usually have a strike rate of over 30%
Oh, that's
and a
good
positive
one.
profit on turnover over a year of recorded tips.
Wow.
So Bill gets the three
He
votes
does.
this week.
He can record his own gambling message.
He might record his own show.
Yeah, that's it.
So Bill gets the 3 this week, but Milo is our new leader on 4.
I'm going to say he's going to be hard to catch, Milo, from here.
He's a short price.
Very good. Now, Black Book time, because we've had a few run poor. There's been some additions. There's been some subtractions, Lamby.
Yep. We'll start with the subtractions. I'm giving Almarac the boot. Wasn't terrible yesterday, but I'm not sure he will win a race this spring. So, fortunately, waving ta-ta to him. And Felicia.
Gone. Yeah, very disappointing.
There's a meme, I think, by Felicia. This one's by Felicia, so it's gone. If you're getting rolled in a benchmark 56 at Bairnsdale on Sunday.
Not a lot of upside, is there?
No, not a lot of upside. So those 2 gone. The ones that survive for now, Mr. Verse, giving him one more chance.
Yes.
Athanatos, surely we see him up in trip next day. Keeps running well, but wants further. Like a Lucy was huge in the Toorak. She stays in. And Plymouth is going around in the Caulfield Cup on Saturday, so we can't boot him. I'm not backing him, but maybe for wider first fours, but we can't kick him out before the big grand final. But I'm adding 3 horses. Pondalawi definitely should have placed last Saturday. Arguably could have won just from the start, and then Yendall rode for luck, which didn't come. Once it got off heels, it was huge. I think it was the fastest final furlong of the entire meeting. Bestas goes in. It was another one who ran on from a hopeless position. And General Salute is absolutely bursting to win a race in Sydney. 3rd to Lazura, then 2nd to Autumn Glow, which is very handy form. So a win is coming up for that horse. And we've got 2 coming up. Hey Joe, hopefully the podcast is out before Hey Joe runs. I don't know what race he's in, but
Warrnambool today.
Is there any
Joe.
chance?
I'll get back and run on it over 20-1. Oh, I think it'll run. Yeah, I think the horse will run okay.
And we've got Compelling Truth in the Kosciuszko on Saturday, who's drawn perfectly in barrier 4, so he can definitely win the Cosy.
I might have one as well. Monday, as I do, I was sitting there watching the races, Kembla Grange, and one got all the way back to last, absolutely weaved through and hit the line for a brilliant 3rd, made in Italy. And as soon as it hit the line for 3rd, I yelled out, Dritto nel Nibro Nero, which means straight in the Black Book in Italian. So I hope my Google Translate worked well then.
It sounded all right, Brown.
So made in Italy.
Cool.
We'll see where that goes next start. You can sign up for your own Black Book for free with Punters Lite account. Head to punters.com.au to sign up today and don't miss any of those future winners. Best bets time, Lamby.
Yep. Getting a bit funky with the strategy this week.
Yeah, you are. This is very exotic from you.
Go on the parlay 2-3 system.
Okay.
So $25 treble, War Machine the place, of course, in the Everest, Apocalyptic the win in the Guineas, Private Eye should win at Caulfield. So that
you and Katie are in a line.
We are lining up with 2 out of 3 there, and that comes in at just under $15. So 25 on that, and then the other 75 on the doubles with those 3 horses. So we just need 2 of them to win, and we have a collect.
I'm going to Eagle Farm Race 2, number 2, Dashenka, Stewie Kendrick runner. It's 3rd up on Saturday. First up the Gold Coast, brilliant, ran 2nd, hit the line well, and the trip up to 1,800 metres. I think 3rd up is a huge tick, so it's around about $3.20 there, and it's my happy hunting ground, Eagle Farm, at the moment.
It is a little bit.
What about you, Marcus?
Well, you said you missed the Omen bets last week, so I thought I'd bring 3 for you. So in light of the AFL trade period just wrapping up, I've gone Caulfield Race 2, deal done fast. I think that's a good one at $13. And then now that the footy season's coming to an end, we've got the races, and then now cricket's going to be heating up with the Ashes this summer, which is why Randwick race number 6 in the Sydney Stakes, Sandpaper at $23. And last but not least,
Dave Warner does own a few horses up in Sydney, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
not an owner in that.
Yeah, he did gave a little bit of a shout out for a moral victory as well on England, which I was all for.
Oh, it's great to have you back. It was great to have a chat to Katie McDonald. That's it for another great episode of Hold All Tickets, brought to you by Tab. And remember, follow the Hold All Tickets page on Bet's Friend to copy all our tips for the weekend and plenty more. Good luck, punters.
we're on.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.